I grow my own lettuces and herbs using Kratky Hydroponics, which uses no pumps or equipment. It's simply just a bucket with a lid, and the bucket's filled with water and hydroponic nutrients. It's low maintenance, and you don't have to worry about coming home from work and watering your lettuces the way you do with a soil garden, because Kratky plants sit in water so they won't dry out. They don't need much attention at all. Kratky was a researcher at the University of Hawaii who proposed the method in 2009. At the time, commercial growers were using pumps to circulate hydroponic nutrient water, but Kratky discovered that some plants, such as lettuces, herbs, watermelons, tomatoes and cucumbers, would happily grow without a pump circulating the water. So you simply add the nutrient water to a bucket and leave the plants to grow in it. A popular choice of bucket are these pails that you can pick up from hardware stores like Bunnings or Mitre 10. I got my 20-litre pails for free because kitchens and food production companies buy bulk mayonnaise, sauces, chutneys and so forth in these food-grade pails, and afterwards they just give away the empty pail. Some critics say white pails will grow algae as the sunlight can get through the white plastic. My cucumber and lettuce pails did have some algae in the water, but I found the plants are still happy and healthy, so it didn't bother me. Algae does consume your nutrients though, so you'll get better cucumbers if you wrap the pail in tin foil to reflect the sunlight or just paint the bucket black. Another option is to buy black tubs, such as these 20-litre fish bins that are $12 New Zealand dollars at Bunnings. I chose a black one for my basil plants as black blocks the sunlight. They also sell these in dark blue. If you want bigger tubs, they sell larger 50-litre black tubs there as well. Note that both my white pails and my fish bin are food-grade plastic manufactured for keeping food in them. I only grow hydroponic plants in food-grade plastic. You'll need to buy some hydroponic net pots, which is a little pot with slotted holes in it that all the roots grow out of. I bought my net pots from Bunnings for 93 cents each, but I found a hydroponic store that's much cheaper and sells 40 pots for only $10. So you're better off going to a hydroponic store if you want to save money, as the Bunnings ones are quite pricey. You can reuse your net pots after your old lettuces die. You simply just pull the old plant out and start again. Incidentally, you don't have to buy these net pots at all. There are other ways to suspend your plant over the water so that its roots can dangle in the nutrient water. A popular technique is using pool noodles, which is a swimming pool toy made from foam that's hollow in the centre. If you cut about 5 centimeters off the end of the pool noodle, you just place the cucumber or watermelon plant in the middle and the plant will grow happily. This was my cucumber plant, but it's autumn now, so the cucumber plant has died due to the cold nights, but it made some great cucumbers over summer. The reason there are 2 holes is because you want to have a hole that you can use to inspect the water level. With net pots you simply lift the net pot out, but with foam it's not easy to lift it out with a plant in it, so I make an extra hole and use that hole for monitoring the water level. Some people also like to check the pH level of the water, but I've never done this as I don't own a pH testing kit. My plants have been perfect without testing the pH level of the water. Commercial growers will tell you that hydroponic lettuce should be grown in a pH range of 5.5 to 6. If you want to get into all of that, there's a wealth of information on the internet, but I've never bothered as my lettuces are doing really well the way they are. You'll need a hole saw attachment for your drill. I think my hole saw is about 50mm, which fits the net pots perfectly. The pool noodles are flexible, so you can just jam them into the 50mm hole, or in my case I've taken a knife and cut a wedge shape to make them easier to stuff into the hole. Note that when you're drilling a hole into a plastic lid, just be really careful not to push hard with the drill or you will crack the lid. Let the teeth do all of the work rather than forcing it. You'll need hydroponic nutrients A and B. It doesn't matter which brand you get, but Bunnings sells this brand, so this is what I got. And you'll need a little measuring spoon or cup. This brand of nutrients states to use 2.5 mils per litre of water for nutrient A and the same for nutrient B. So the amount of concentrated nutrient liquid is very small and it goes a long way. I've been happy with this brand, and as you can see in my salad videos, it produces dozens of delicious crunchy lettuces for me. You'll also want to buy some coconut coir. It comes in a brick and you just place it in a bucket and add water and the brick will expand. Take some coconut coir and stuff it into the net pot. You'll need to compress it down with your thumbs and then add some more. If you don't press it down firmly, you'll find that the coconut coir just floats away in the water. Place your basil or lettuce seeds on top of the firmed down coconut coir. Place the net pot into the hole. You want to add nutrient water so that the water is just touching the bottom of the net pot. I allow my net pots to sit about 1/2 centimetre submerged into the water. That way the coconut coir will be saturated with water, but most of the net pot is still exposed to air. This is important because plants like the air pocket at the top of the container, and so the main roots dangle down into the nutrient water, but there's an air pocket on top. The air pocket helps the plant to increase its oxygen intake, and as the plant grows bigger, it uses up the nutrient water and the air pocket grows larger. Hydroponic plant setups can be done indoors or outdoors. I keep my plants outdoors all summer in the sun outside my caravan, but if you do this, you do need to be aware that the sun will evaporate some of your water. For this reason, once a week I'd check the water level and pour in some fresh water. Note that I didn't add more nutrient water, I just topped it up with plain fresh water. Don't forget to always allow a sufficient air pocket when you top up the water. Another downside of keeping plants outside is that pests and insects will attack your plants, which is why commercial growers actually do their setups indoors. Plus it's warmer inside as well. Strawberries grow beautifully using hydroponic methods such as Kratky, but if they're kept outdoors, you'll find the birds will absolutely destroy your plants and eat all of the strawberries. So you do need to keep pests in mind if you're planning to put your hydroponic setup outside. So how much space does each plant need? One cucumber plant grows well in a 20-litre bucket, and likewise one watermelon plant wants a 20-litre bucket all to itself. The same goes for one courgette plant and one squash plant. They like 20 litres to themselves. The root system of this cucumber took up the whole 20-litre bucket. With smaller plants like lettuce and basil, I stuffed my plants in one bucket, which is why they look so crowded, but they still produce wonderful lettuces and herbs even with having so many in the bucket. For a butter crunch lettuce, I just add 1 seed per net pot. But for the fancy frilly lettuce, I added 2 or 3 seeds per net pot because these lettuces have thin leaves and they grow upwards, not outwards like butter crunch. I pick the outer leaves of the lettuce, so it's always getting eaten from the outer leaves and then regrowing from the center. Don't pick the inner leaves. You want to pick only the outer leaves so that you don't kill your plant. And don't take too many leaves either. I never take more than 1 or 2 leaves per plant at a time, and then I give the plant 2 days or so to recover and give it a chance to grow more leaves. I use a clean pair of scissors to snip off the outside leaves when I create my salad videos. So I think that covers about everything for Kratky hydroponics. But do feel free to ask questions and I can follow it up with another video with more information if there's anything I missed. Have a great week. Bye!